Good morning. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. I'm Hina Gambhir and this is the newspaper show. We are back with your favorite newspapers to tell you what's really there on the front page today of the Times of India, the Navbharat Times and the Economic Times. So let's get started with the Times of India first. And before we tell you about the top story, I just want to very quickly show you how Times of India is celebrating the International Nurses Day. And here is a tribute to all the nurses who are our lockdown heroes as well, that has been given by Times of India this morning. And let's now get you the big story of the day that Times of India today is leading with. Then it is about the meeting that happened between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Chief Ministers yesterday. It says more curbs to go but lockdown to stay. Prime Minister hints at Chief Ministers meeting. This is what Akhilesh Singh has reported. Need to reduce spread, increase public activity. That was the message. Measures of third phase not needed in fourth. That's what the Prime Minister had told the Chief Ministers. Prime Minister also said measures needed in the first phase of lockdown were not needed during second. Similarly, measures needed in the third phase are not needed in the fourth. And here's a picture as well of the video conference meeting that took place between Prime Minister Modi and all the Chief Ministers. And here are also mentioned what various chief ministers had said. For example, Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh and Bihar's Chief Minister Nitish Kumar pitched for extension of lockdown. Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao and his TN counterpart Edappadi Palaniswamy joined in expressing reservations about resumption of train services. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray was in favor of extension of lockdown, says cases may peak in June or July. Any action on lockdown must be taken cautiously. That's what Maharashtra has told Prime Minister Modi. Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee claims state has done better than many others in fighting COVID. Accuses centre of being anti-federal and partisan against Bengal. So here is a complete roundup of what really happened in the meeting. Of course, the decision will now be taken before the lockdown phase 3 gets over. Then on the right-hand side, P. Naveen has reported a story on migrants, endless caravan of misery as migrants trudge home. And there is a picture as well that sums up perhaps the misery that the migrants have been going through. A family of migrants travels in a small truck on the Pune-Bhopal stretch of the Mumbai-Agra National Highway on Monday. Hitch rides, sleep on roadside, kids scream in hunger. That has been the story of migrants. But now with more and more Shramik trains getting operational, things are expected to become slightly better. If you come down slightly on the front page, then it's a story about how our corona count is rising. 2 days after hitting 60,000, corona count has crossed 70,000 now because of a big spike in Tamil Nadu. 4 states have 66% of all cases, and these 4 states are a big cause of concern. These are Maharashtra, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu and Delhi. Tamil Nadu was much better over the last couple of weeks, but now in the last few days, its rank has gone up and it is now at the number 3 position as far as the worst hit states are concerned. Then about 30,000 tickets for 54,000 rail passengers were booked in just 3 hours. That's also another big story. Shramik specials to carry full load, no social distancing. Another story being reported. Then government is going to begin sero survey in select districts to closely monitor the spread of coronavirus. And then CEOs team up to open a 150-bed COVID hospital in Gurgaon, will run it too. That's another story that Shubhra Pant has reported on the front page itself. And another interesting story here on the front page, government sends 88 nurses to UAE. Even as Indian citizens are being brought back from the UAE, the government has also facilitated the travel of Indian nurses to the Gulf nation, which had asked for assistance. A batch of 88 nurses had arrived in the UAE. Meanwhile, the 5th day of Vande Bharat mission saw 7 repatriation flights landing in India as well. And before we move on to the news we are getting for you from the Navbharat Times, couple of more interesting stories that you'll find on the front page only. For example, This one, WHO Chief Scientist Swaminathan lauds India for keeping COVID cases in toll very low compared with other countries, says it will play a key role in vaccine development. So a thumbs up coming for India's efforts. Then FBI and Homeland Security Department are preparing to issue a warning that Chinese hackers and spies are working to steal American research work on vaccines and treatment against coronavirus. And Wuhan, the epicenter of outbreak in China, reports its first cluster of infection since the city's lockdown was lifted a month ago. Meanwhile, the country opened Shanghai Disneyland to revive tourism. And lastly, an update on New Zealand as well. New Zealand's Prime Minister has announced a plan to reopen the economy and schools in the next 10 days. Social distancing rules will apply and gatherings will be limited. So this is something that you can find on the front page of the Times of India. Moving on now, and let's get you the latest as far as Navbharat Times is concerned. और यहाँ पर अगर हम सबसे फ्रंट पेज की खबर की बात करें तो ट्रैक पर लौटती जिंदगी अब उड़ान भरेगी, ये है आज की सबसे बड़ी खबर। आज से दौड़ेंगी ट्रेनें, ज्यादातर जो बुकिंग है वो पूरी हो चुकी हैं। ये पहले पेज पर रिपोर्ट की है। साथ में ये भी लिखा है कि 17 मई के बाद हवाई यात्रा भी शुरू की जा सकती है। उसी के साथ में जो दूसरी खबर नवभारत टाइम्स ने आज रिपोर्ट की है वो ये है कि बंदिशों पर मट गए राज्य, प्रधानमंत्री बोले घर जाना इंसानी स्वभाव, सो फैसले बदले। सवाल खड़े किए जा रहे थे कि क्यों इतनी देरी कर दी माइग्रेंट्स के लिए जो स्पेशल ट्रेन्स हैं उनको शुरू करने में, लेकिन उसके बारे में भी अब जानकारी दी गई है। और साथ में नीचे ये भी बताया गया है कि कौन कौन से राज्य ने कल की प्रधानमंत्री की मीटिंग में क्या क्या डिमांड्स रखी। जैसे दिल्ली ने कहा कि कंटेनमेंट जोन को छोड़ राजधानी में आर्थिक गतिविधियों को चलाने की अनुमति दे दी जानी चाहिए। छत्तीसगढ़ ने कहा कि ग्रीन, ऑरेंज और रेड जोन तय करने का जो अधिकार है वो राज्यों को मिलना चाहिए। मनरेगा के तहत 200 दिन का हो रोजगार। महाराष्ट्र ने कहा कि मुंबई में आवश्यक सेवाओं में लगे कर्मचारियों के लिए लोकल ट्रेनें शुरू हो जानी चाहिए। वहीं तमिलनाडु और तेलंगाना ने कहा कि उनके राज्य में 31 मई तक ट्रेन और हवाई सेवाएं शुरू नहीं की जानी चाहिए। और आखिरी में अगर पश्चिम बंगाल की बात करें तो मुख्यमंत्री ममता बनर्जी ने केंद्र पर राजनीति करने का आरोप लगाया। कहा राज्यों को समान जो है महत्व मिलना चाहिए। इसी के साथ ही फ्रंट पेज पे ये भी रिपोर्ट है कि श्रमिक स्पेशल में 1200 की जगह 1700 यात्री, 3 स्टॉपेज बढ़ाने का फैसला अब किया गया है। और ये भी अहम बात है, अगर 10 दिनों से बुखार नहीं हो तो 17 दिन में होम आइसोलेशन से छुट्टी। जो स्वास्थ्य मंत्रालय है उन्होंने कोरोना के बेहद हल्के या बिना लक्षण वाले मरीजों के लिए होम आइसोलेशन के अब नए नियम जारी कर दिए हैं। लेट्स नाउ मूव ऑन टू द लेटेस्ट दैट वी हैव फॉर यू फ्रॉम द पिंक पेपर, द इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स, एवरीथिंग दैट यू नीड टू नो अबाउट द वर्ल्ड ऑफ बिजनेस एंड इकोनॉमी। एंड हियर on the front page, the biggest news is what happened in the meeting yesterday. Chief ministers to submit blueprint by May 15. Aman Sharma is reporting. Modi bats for unlocking economy. Chief ministers are divided. We just now told you that how various chief ministers have made various kind of requests. Some want the lockdown, the others want powers to be given to the states to decide on, which zone should be red, green or orange. So Prime Minister Modi moots gradual easing, says train services to rev up economy. Maharashtra, Punjab, Bengal wants curb to stay. So we'll see what eventually the decision will be taken by the centre. And on the right hand side, there's another story. India Inc. getting back to office, but very, very cautiously. That's also being reported. Staff strength is between 5% and 33%. And another story is that 33% attendance cap is a big hurdle. This is what Nishtha Saluja and Kritika Suneja are reporting. The stipulation that businesses and factories should reopen with just 33% staffing is acting as a stumbling block for establishment. So we'll see what the companies will now do in this kind of a scenario. Meanwhile, the IT sector is seeking changes in laws as work from home set to become a norm. That's another story that's there on the front page. page. Then on the left hand side, tickets worth 10 crore rupees were sold to 54,000 rail passengers on day one itself. It clearly shows that how people have been wanting to go back to their homes or their destinations, and because of lockdown they could not really do, and that's why this was the kind of rush that was witnessed as far as IRCTC's website is concerned. And then couple of interesting stories on the side as well. Parliamentary panel to call states on labour law changes. Contentious changes to labour laws by some states appear to be setting the stage for a fight between the government and opposition that could reach parliamentary and legal turfs. This is what CL Manoj has reported. The Parliamentary Standing Committee on Labour has decided to summon the representatives of various states. Another important story here. Then we are also being told that Supreme Court has said it can rule on religious rights too. The Supreme Court said it can rule on religious rights without referring to the facts of a case while deciding pure questions of law, especially those related to interpretation of the Constitution provision. And lastly, violations in containment zones behind Mumbai spike. Important story there. BMC's assessment has found that one reason for the surge in COVID cases in Mumbai is that while containment zones have been sealed, there is no one to ensure that movement within these zones is restricted. This is what Krishna Tewar has reported. So important stories that you can find on the front page only of the Times of India. And let's get more city specific, and let's begin with the latest that we have for you from the Delhi edition of the Times of India. Let me first go across to my colleague Kangana, who is now joining us live at this point in time to talk to us a little bit about the Delhi edition. But before that, Kangana, when I left for office in the morning, the weather was a bit cloudy. Firstly, can you bring us up to speed with how the weather is looking like? Are there chances of rain for our viewers watching?
A very good morning to you too, Hina, and to our viewers. And it's a surprise that this kind of a weather that we are getting to notice in the month of May. May is supposed to be really hot, and today morning is surprisingly pleasant. We could expect rain to happen. I will ask my video journalist Vimal to show you the clear clouds right now. The sky is absolutely clear. It's windy out there. It is not at all humid as compared to the other days that we have seen in May, in the month of May. So it is going to be a relief for the people of Delhi especially and the NCR region if it rains today. But as compared to, we have seen in the last week also how it has rained surprisingly in the month of May or in the end of April. And that is the kind of good news that the people of Delhi are expecting today.
All right, Kangana, stay on with us. In fact, I also want to talk to you about what's being reported in the Delhi edition of the Times of India. And in the meeting that happened with Prime Minister Modi yesterday, we are being told that Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has said that we need to start all economic activities to save livelihoods.
Well, exactly, Hina. This is what has happened in the video conference where the Prime Minister was speaking to the Chief Ministers of all respective states. And in fact, some Chief Ministers have also said that they want to extend the lockdown. But on the other hand, the Chief Minister of the National Capital, Arvind Kejriwal, had already hinted day before yesterday on Sunday when he was addressing the people of Delhi through a webcast where he had requested the migrant labourers to not leave Delhi and stay back in Delhi so that they can continue with their livelihood. And that's the kind of message that that's the exact kind of message that he's also given in his message to the Prime Minister yesterday in the video conference, where he said that he feels that the lockdown should end on 17th of May and the economic activity should continue in the non-containment zones. As of now, we have 78 or 79 containment zones in Delhi. So apart from that, the entire area will be free to access the economic activity.
All right.
As of now also, if we compare...
Thank you, Kangana, for the moment for joining us with all of those details. We are now quickly moving on to the Mumbai edition of the Times of India. And on the front page only, it's reporting that how Maharashtra has seen over 1,000 cases, sixth day in a row. Count has crossed 23,000. Let's go across to my colleague Arunil joining us on the broadcast for more on this. Arunil, good morning. Now, the Economic Times has reported that a BMC study has found that people are violating norms. Perhaps that's the reason why the number of cases in Mumbai specifically are rising. And it is a cause of concern. 23,000 cases in Maharashtra.
Well, that is right, Hina. In fact, 23,000, more than 23,000 cases in the state of Maharashtra. And in the last 6 days, if we see, every single day, the number of positive cases has been more than 1,100 in the state of Maharashtra. And speaking about violation of norms, especially in the slum pockets of the city of Mumbai, be it Govandi, Dharavi, Malwani, and the Sakinara slums, major violation of the lockdown norms has been encountered, has been seen. However, no proper measures have been initiated. Now the BMC has finally acted upon it. In Dharavi, they have decided that they want to basically each locality which has been majorly affected by
Okay.
the coronavirus, they want to treat it as a special zone. And 13 such zones have been identified
Okay.
by the BMC, and strict measures will be taken to ensure that the lockdown is in place.
All
Help
right.
of local will also be taken. So now, basically, slum areas remain the biggest challenge for the
Right.
BMC.
All right. Thank you very much, Arunil, for the moment, for joining us with all of those details. In fact, the Mumbai edition of Times of India is also reporting something that Airbus has said, which is quite interesting. Flying safest to avoid virus. This is what Airbus is claiming. It says, Saurabh Sinha has reported, when flights resume and you take to the skies again, don't panic. When someone in the rows ahead or behind you sneezes or coughs, there is minimal risk of novel coronavirus, assuming the person sneezing or coughing is an undiagnosed infected and is wearing a mask. Now finding its way to you by transmission through the air inside the cabin, according to European aerospace major Airbus. So according to Anand Stanley, President and MD Airbus India and South Asia, has said that air inside an aircraft is extremely clean. There is no airflow between front and back or left and right. Air travel remains the safest mode of transport. Interesting news out there by Saurabh Sinha, even as the government is now planning to restart the domestic flying operations. Moving on to the Bengaluru edition of the Times of India, and Deepak, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast. Deepak, now we are being told that Karnataka is looking to draw companies who are exiting China, as the cases are slightly better as compared to other states in Karnataka.
Yes, it's a move that's not just planned at this juncture, but probably in the course of time over the next 6 months to 1 year, where they're trying to bring in more manufacturing units, more investments to come to Karnataka. Of course, Karnataka has already been a hub for foreign investment in the past, but now the entire idea behind bringing up this task force that the government has come out with, which will be headed by the Chief Secretary of the state, is to promote investment here, especially those people who will be pulling out of China, because there have been, worldwide concerns about, manufacturing units in China, about the amount of investment that countries across the world have put into China, and also the transparency that China in turn gives back to, these countries. And that's where, India overall is hoping to emerge as the new market, and Karnataka is now leading the way from
All right. Thank you very much, Deepak, for the moment, for joining us with those details. We're now moving on to the Chennai edition of the Times of India. And on the front page only, we can see it's being reported cases surged past 8,000 in Tamil Nadu. 6 deaths were recorded in a single day. It is becoming a big cause of concern, the way cases are rising, specifically in Tamil Nadu. Shilpa, my colleague, is joining us on the broadcast for more on this, and we will be discussing with her as to what is the reason that we have seen a sudden spike in the number of cases in Tamil Nadu. Shilpa, what's the reason really? Is that just one super spreader?
Well, a majority of these cases are, of course, linked to the Coimbatore market. More than 2,000 cases, of course, are linked to Coimbatore market. These are people who worked at the market, and their contact is what we're given to understand at this point in time. But yesterday, of course, Tamil Nadu saw the highest single-day spike as far as coronavirus numbers are concerned. Tamil Nadu has crossed the 8,000 mark, and there were more than 798 cases that were, of course, reported yesterday alone. And also alarming is the fact that there were 6 new deaths that have been reported. But nevertheless, the authorities here, of course, say that Chennai and Tamil Nadu will see, high spiking numbers for the next few days because they are doing.
All right. Thank you, Shilpa, for the moment for joining us with all of those details. We're now moving on to the Kolkata edition of the Times of India. And on the front page, it is there is a report about what the Chief Minister said to Prime Minister Modi yesterday in that meeting. No politics, please. Let states frame the dynamic plan. My colleague Shresi joining us on the broadcast more on this. Now, this clearly seems to be becoming a big issue between the centre and West Bengal. Now, Shresi, no politics, please. That was the message by West Bengal Chief Minister yesterday.
Well, CM Mamata Banerjee once again filed a strong protest during the video conferencing with Prime Minister Modi, especially after the letter Amit Shah has written and the IMCT teams that had come here. This is the first time Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee had an opportunity to speak to the Prime Minister since then. Right. And of course, the West Bengal government has once again hit out at the state, saying that the state governments should be given power in this federal system in the country.
All right. Thank you, Shresi, for the moment for joining us with those details. Here's now news from around the world. Restart or restop, countries reopen amid second wave fears. Saudi Arabia triples taxes, cut state allowances. And lastly, White House cluster spook staffers, but Trump is still indifferent. That's being reported here. As far as the world of sports is concerned, Karishma, in fact, is joining us on the broadcast to help us understand the news that we have for you from the world of sports. Gautam Gambhir has said that BCCI has to play role of a statesman. That's the big story that we have here. Karishma, good morning. Strong comment coming from Gautam Gambhir.
Well, yes, good morning, Hina, and good morning to all the viewers. Gautam Gambhir has, in fact, said that BCCI needs to play the role of a statesman amidst this coronavirus pandemic, and he has, in fact, lauded BCCI's decision to go into quarantine upon arrival in Australia for the test series that is scheduled later this year, because, we've seen in the past, cricketers have said that India versus Australia series is very, very important for the game of cricket, and now former India cricketer Gautam Gambhir coming out and saying that BCCI needs to play the role of a statesman, and has said that this decision, if it happens to go into quarantine and BCCI agreeing to it, is a fabulous decision, is what Gautam Gambhir.
Thank you very much for the moment for joining us with all of those details. From the world of sports, let's take our viewers to the latest that we are getting from the world of business that's being reported in Times of India. The big story is lenders want bad bank to take NPAs, moot asset reconstruction companies' route to pass off their historical bad debts. Consumers up spending as areas reopen for business. That's another story. Life insurers have booked 67% of last year's premium just in the month of April. And then we'll get you the latest from the world of entertainment as well. Salman Khan releases his second single, Tere Bina, in the lockdown. That's the first story. And here is a very interesting story that I just want to quickly highlight for all our viewers. Tom Hanks, The Terminal, becomes reality for a German living in Delhi airport since March 18. That's right, a German got stranded there and he's been living at the airport only since March 18. And this is the story that you can find here. And how will life be after the lockdown restrictions are lifted? Well, protective gear, temperature checks, by appointment service. Salons are now planning for post-lockdown service. That's another story that you can find here. With this, it's a wrap. Thank you very much for staying with us here on the Newspaper Show.